Well, great. It's past 11. Hi, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to Chem Aqua's first ever webinar. I can see that we have a great group of people here today. I really appreciate your time this morning. Just to let you all know, we are recording the session for future reference. So if you want to go refresh your memory or go back to a certain point in the webinar, then after the webinar, we'll send you all with a link so that you can access the webinar recording. So in the future, we want to dish out more of these webinars. So definitely keep on lookout for that. And it looks like we've got strong relationships with a lot of you here today. And hopefully we can work together with more of you in the future. So for today's webinar, really, we want to share some of our recent innovations and Chem Aqua's capabilities, ones that can really help you with your water treatment responsibilities and duties. In particular, we'll be exploring how novel technologies such as online monitoring and remote recording, have had this really profound impact on delivering effective water treatment and, keeping those key systems afloat, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. It's been really hard for everyone. So whilst we are providing a high-level overview of Chem Aqua's scope and capabilities, please feel free to apply them to your specific needs or your customer requirements and your system operations. So I'll hand you over to our speakers for the day in a moment, but now just a few housekeeping notes. So we'll try and keep the webinar itself to around 25 minutes, which will leave us with a lot of time for questions and answers at the end. Everyone is muted just to make it easy for the webinar to flow through smoothly. And if anyone has any questions, you can pop them over to the Q&A box. I think it's down to the right for you all. So just feel free to do that and we'll do our best to address them at the end. So I'll turn my camera off now, just to save some bandwidth, and I'll hand you over to Mark and Dan.
Great, thank you, Jandy. Good morning, everybody. I'm Mark Doolan, the Director of Corporate Accounts for Chem Aqua across Europe. I'm based just outside of Dublin in Ireland. With us this morning, we also have Sue Presland, our UK Technical Manager, and Simona Vasilescu, who heads up our water platform and our innovations group. Also with us is Dan McCloy. Dan, it looks like you're in London today, I'm guessing. Morning, Dan.
Morning, Mark. Always in London. So morning, folks. I'm the business account manager for London, as Mark has pointed out. And as you see on the slide there, I've spent 13 years in water treatment, and all of those 13 years have been in central London. So good morning to everybody. Thank you for coming along.
Good to have you this morning, Dan. As John D mentioned, folks, we want to provide an overview of some innovations and novel technologies that may help you with your COVID and kind of return to work water treatment challenges, if that makes sense. But let me start by telling you a little bit more about our company as we work our way towards those novel technologies. So Chem Aqua is the water treatment division of NCH. We are an industrial water treatment company providing specialty chemical products and bespoke water treatment solutions. We operate in many different industry sectors, and you'll see that shortly. And we do have a strong presence in the facilities management, or C&I, commercial and institutional sector, as we call it. But one thing that's in common, no matter what the industry is the need for effective water treatment to ensure compliance to relevant guidelines, such as HSG 274 Legionella control, and SFG 20 for the FM sector. A water treatment plan will help ensure asset protection, help our customers achieve, green, sustainable buildings and similar initiatives. It'll also help reduce the risk to your business, reduce maintenance costs, improve operational efficiency, and help control, the overall total cost of operation. So let me tell you a little bit about us. The NCH Corporation, our parent company, is privately owned with global headquarters in Dallas, Texas. Now, NCH provides water, energy, maintenance programs and solutions. Last year, we celebrated NCH's 100th year anniversary. So 2020 was our centenary year. Our company has never been bought, never been sold. We've been around for a while, and we plan to be around for a good while longer. One interesting fact is that our company was actually founded in 1919, slap bang in the middle of the Spanish flu outbreak, as a national disinfectant company. Little did we know back then what would be happening 100 or so years later, hey? But Chem Aqua is a global water treatment company, a mid-market leader with operations in over 50 countries, doing business in 25 different languages. We literally are treating water all over the world. The number in the blue circle, if you can see it on the map, is the number of metropolitan cities that we operate in. Our European headquarters is in the UK, and our principal manufacturing facility is located in the heart of Europe, just outside of Prague in Czech Republic. We also have many depots for local stock and inventory supply to our customers. Chem Aqua has a presence in many markets, including the food and beverage, pharma, data centers, and of course the FM sector. They all use water for heating, cooling, process systems, and water treatment is kind of important. But regardless of the industry, our programs and our objectives, very similar to the FM objective, will include keeping heat exchange surfaces clean, protecting the plant. Quite often that plant is a mission critical system, and maintaining system efficiencies by minimizing unnecessary spend on water and energy. Our objectives obviously is to provide a high level of service and deliver the contract on time in full. We also work with our customers regarding compliance and minimizing the risks to human health, for example, where risks from Legionella disease may exist. And we also help our customers with programs regarding sustainable buildings and similar initiatives like that, ultimately to reduce the total cost of operation for the client. So what we do is we provide bespoke programs for typical water systems that I've mentioned before: cooling towers, boilers, closed loop heating and chill systems, and Legionella management programs. We do have a wide range of capabilities, and we ensure that our programs are bespoke. We make sure they're tailored to each customer, each site, and indeed each system. But where we really shine is in finding opportunities for betterment, opportunities for cost savings, and opportunities for innovations to help our customers. Environmental health and safety, of course, is a priority for your organization, and equally so for Chem Aqua. We support our customers' compliance programs as needed. This could be a Legionella related program. It may be a requirement for a food grade approved product. It may even be industry specific, such as the SFG 20 for the FM sector. We also have ISO accreditation and many more relevant Boy Scout badges that are industry or even region specific. As a chemical manufacturing company, we take our environmental responsibility seriously. So Resourcefully Green initiative is our company's commitment to provide environmentally responsible products and programs. Keep an eye out for some of our innovations that are coming up in a few slides' time. In particular, solid technology and how we have reduced our customers' carbon footprint, similar to the example on the screen. In this example, the customer transitioned from liquid chemicals to solid technology without any compromise in the program, and they documented significant contribution to CO2 reductions. This is a good point to pull Dan McCloy back in here. Dan, you've got some good stories to share with our audience, right?
Yes, Mark, I do indeed. We've had many success stories in the city. So folks, if you're aiming to improve things all health and safety related, or if you're interested in lowering your carbon footprint, then do keep an eye out, as we're going to discuss some novel ways that may help you achieve this.
Great, thanks, Dan. I'm looking forward to hearing about that in a couple of slides' time. A little bit more about us then before we jump into the innovations. You're probably aware of this, but we're one of the few water treatment companies actually producing our own treatment products. You might not know, but many water treatment companies, in fact, purchase chemicals from a toll blender or a wholesaler and relabel. And there's many reputable companies out there doing that. It's not an issue. But we find ourselves in a unique position, having our own formulations, blended in our own production facility by our own staff. That really allows us to give our customers peace of mind regarding continuity of supply. And this was of particular importance when Brexit and COVID situations developed recently. There were some supply chain concerns, and we found ourselves in a strong position to control many of those concerning factors. And that's our manufacturing facility just outside Prague that we're quite proud of. It's called Flexfil. We're also one of the few water treatment companies still engaged in research and development. And you know, innovation really is at the heart of Chem Aqua. I think you're going to see that today. Our new science and technology group ensures that our customers are at the cutting edge of delivering engineering excellence in our field. We've got a really healthy pipeline of innovations to come in the future. If you look at the picture, on top, that in fact is Chem Aqua's water lab, and over to the right-hand side, there is a lab-scale mini cooling tower. On the bottom left, you can see a corrosion coupon rack. That's been used in a corrosion control efficacy study. In fact, our innovations have been recognized internationally. In 2019, we were awarded the R&D 100 Award for our BioDart biofilm monitor. We were also as finalists in the Supplier Partnership Innovation Challenge, which was hosted by CBRE, one of the largest global facilities management companies. Let me tell you a little bit about some of our innovations as we turn our attention towards innovation. And that includes our approach to biofilm management, solid technology, as mentioned before, and all of those trees that we're going to save together, and the power of remote monitoring and control. We're going to touch on that shortly. You know, and these are just a couple of examples of what we call innovation differentiation that we have brought to the market over the years, and we'll briefly touch on them now. Hopefully I haven't put anybody to sleep yet, folks. If I am losing you, please allow me to offer you some virtual coffee and donuts. Hey, look, I know it's not quite the same thing, but we're really looking forward to running similar sessions to this in person, hopefully very, very soon. And just a quick heads up, after the next 3 slides, Johnny will be dipping in again to ask you some questions. He's hoping you can help him out with a quick survey poll that literally takes about 15 seconds to complete as I'm talking. But for now, let's talk a little bit about bugs and biofilm. We found that there is no silver bullet when it comes to biofilm control. That's because it's an ever-changing dynamic situation. It needs a full 360 view and approach. A really powerful part of our 360 approach has been our BioDart BioExile strategy. The BioDart is a monitoring system that automatically monitors microactivity, and it gives an early warning heads up of system upsets, thus allowing us to intervene in advance of biofilm forming. Coupled with BioExile is a treatment product that strips away and removes biofilm really like no other. It's a powerful product, and we've seen it bring many efficiency gains by keeping heat exchange surfaces clean. In turn, it also helps reduce microbial-induced corrosion and risks to human health from bugs such as legionella bacteria. Dan, how has this strategy worked for you and your customers?
Well, Mark, we found this program is actually a really effective preventative maintenance tool. Look, we're really conscious that everybody listening today needs to be able to plan, spend and budget efficiently, and we know that's key. Therefore, any unforeseen or additional chemical expense can cause headaches. So this technology helps to reduce the risk of any additional works or cleans required in your systems, allowing funds to be spent elsewhere. So it's helped many of our customers minimize unnecessary OPEX spend.
That's great, Dan. Thank you. That makes sense. And folks, you know, both the biofilm monitor and the biofilm remover are patented and unique to Chem Aqua. Good output from our innovations efforts. And next, let's talk about quite often a difficult pain point in water treatment actions and activities. Let's have a look at handling chemicals. Solid technology eliminates HazChem, safety and environmental issues associated with liquid chemicals. We brought our HandyChem technology to the marketplace about 10 years ago, and we've many applications across Europe and indeed on some very prestigious accounts, for example, where Dan hangs out in London City. So how does it work? Basically, we remove the water from the liquid product at the manufacturing stage. This replaces the liquid chemical drums with solid concentrates. So it's the same product, it's the same formula, there's no compromise, and more importantly, there's no water. So this means drum handling, storage, and disposal is no longer an issue because there are no drums. We have more room in the plant room, and chemical products are easy to deliver to the point of use. There's no spill or splash concerns, simply put, because there's nothing to spill or splash. And because we're not shipping liquid chemicals, which are in fact mostly water, all across Europe, we're having a positive impact on the environment with less associated CO2 emissions. Handychem solid products have always been very well received by environmental and health and safety officers, as you can imagine. And solids really do help our customers with continual improvement and those risk reduction initiatives that we got to find every year. I want to pull Dan in again because I know he's got really good experience. Dan, what have you found are the big benefits of solid chemicals for your customers?
Thank you, Mark. We're all aware of the drive in the city to look for ways to improve health and safety for your on-site team. So typically transitioning from a 200 litre liquid drum to a 20 kilo solid package achieves this. We know that many of your on-site engineers struggle navigating with 25 litre drums from the loading bay to the basement or roof water treatment plant room. We know it provides its challenges, but with the solids, this is eliminated. We've learned from many of our customers that loading bays obviously a very busy environment. So the less time we spend there, the better. And the solid technology allows the time our drivers spend delivering the product to be greatly reduced. And also the requirement for paddock trucks or coning off a certain part of the loading bay for chemical pump over is eliminated. And as you've mentioned, Mark, solids also provide us with more space in the plant room, and chemical products are easy to deliver to the point of use. So the additional space gained by the majority of our solid conversions in the city have been utilised as water treatment testing areas with a desk, where the on-site engineers can keep their testing kit and logbooks, providing one location for all things water treatment. And this ensures all the weekly sheets find their way into the logbooks. And as we've said, Handychem solid products have been very well received by environmental health and safety officers in the city. And in some cases, they've actually been recommended in order to provide greater control for our customers.
Very good. I can imagine in places like Canary Wharf and London City and other metropolitan areas like London, the chemical deliveries can be a real challenge. So thanks for that, Dan. Let's turn our attention to our next innovation. And we want to talk a little bit about online monitoring and control with trace technology. Trace technology offers better control, more accurate dosing, remote connectivity, and complete visibility. What we have found is that when we have online monitoring coupled with an effective biofilm management strategy and solid technology, the gains are great. And Dan, these improvements look impressive. Those numbers are very good. How has remote monitoring helped you in London specifically?
Thanks, Mark. Well, the online control monitoring and reporting has really helped our customers drive towards working towards smart buildings. So you just referenced the figures on the slide that you can see now, folks, and these are real percentages gained from our smart reporting systems. They've been collected from a combination of our technologies on prestigious and signature accounts within the cities, which have allowed our clients to demonstrate to building management the positive impact of their water treatment regime on their buildings. So the online monitoring and control with trace technology offers better control, more accurate dosing, remote connectivity, and complete visibility. And we've been informed by many of you attending today that visibility of data and system conditions are key. And the Aqueduct controller for cooling and closed systems provides you with this detail. Look, we're all still working with restrictions as a result of COVID. And those of you attending today with numerous accounts may not be able to access each site to conduct your regular audits or inspections or assess the status of your systems before your accounts begin to reoccupy. But the online portal, with what you can see on the screen here today, will provide you with a single location to view the status of any cooling or closed system at the touch of the button. I'd like to give you an example of this. We've worked quite closely with our client at the Royal Opera House, and we've used this online reporting technology to generate both weekly chemistry and monthly summary reports, which are then reviewed in the monthly meetings with the building management team. So what this in turn achieves, it reduces the time spent trawling through monthly service reports, trying to dig out logbooks and archives, and provides the end client with a high-level overview of their systems. So the Aquadart online monitoring and control, complemented with the solid technology, are our offering for accounts where environmentally responsible water treatment, reduction in maintenance costs, and increase in health and safety are key.
Very good. I guess that a common theme in these strange COVID times has been staying connected from afar. Unfortunately, it's been a necessary theme for everybody over these past 14 months or so. So a good analogy, and thanks for that example, Dan. I do appreciate it. Let's quickly head over to John Lee for a moment. Promise that this survey poll won't take more than 15 seconds. John Lee, do you want to tell everybody what we need to do?
Thanks, Mark. Hi, everyone. In a second, you should receive a prompt to answer a poll. So I'll beam that up for everyone. So yeah, we really just want to know, which innovative solutions based on what you've seen here would you like to learn more about in a future webinar? So we'll give you a minute or so to answer the poll.
Great. So while that's running in the background, let me continue on and talk a little bit about service. So, we've touched on innovation, we've touched on controllers, remote dial-in capabilities. They're all great aids to any water treatment company and any water treatment program. There's no question about that. And hopefully the insight provided by Dan helps. And, they feed into and they really complement the whole Internet of Things concept, remote monitoring functionality, data access, and it's typical of that, that smart buildings approach that we are seeing more and more of. And we're big advocates for this. And using the biofilm monitoring system as an example, we believe we are indeed pioneers in at least some small part. Similarly, though, we feel strongly about the simple concept of people dealing with people. You see, service really is the backbone of any successful water treatment program. Think about the account managers that actually go all the way up to roof level to inspect the cooling tower. Think about the service technicians that respond to a positive legionella, and the engineering team that turn up to clean your tower at a bank holiday weekend. They're the people who actually do care. They care about their customers. They take serious the condition of the systems that they look after. So that's why we have such a big focus on timely and dependable service. Our account managers provide regular high quality service that includes field testing, interpretation of those test results, taking care of the relevant equipment, troubleshooting as issues arise, and of course, record keeping and documentation. That's how we operate because, water treatment really works best with a partnership approach. We've also referenced legionella legislation, guidelines, and compliance a couple of times this morning. And think about this, I'm sure you have, with many systems sitting idle since the mass exodus to the safety of our kitchen tables, or at least the relative safety of our kitchen tables until the kids got sent home from school. For the record, I have 5 kids, so if there's a sympathy ticket, my wife Laura gets that one. But really the key fundamental to the execution of a Legionella risk management program is training. And Chem Aqua can help you with that and much more, in particular as you get your water systems ready for the return of staff to your buildings.
Sounds like a busy household there, Mark, and I think rumour has it you actually come to work for a bit of a break these days, is that right?
Vicious rumour, Dan, vicious rumour.
Joking aside though, what you've mentioned is really important. We've tried to work diligently with our customers during the pandemic to adjust their water treatment programs. This was primarily to help reduce risk and also to allow smooth transition to when your buildings begin to reoccupy. And from speaking with many of our customers in the city, we're all hoping that will be in the autumn or sometime before. We know there are going to be many obstacles and challenges facing your teams and your end clients as well. And we just really like to ensure that water treatment with Chem Aqua isn't one of them.
That's a good point, Dan. As we always say, water treatment is planned preventative maintenance more so than reactive maintenance. And that leads me to smart reporting. And smart reporting is Chem Aqua's online reporting and condition monitoring system. This allows us to look at a system remotely against stated KPIs. It's where we would keep those online service reports. Exceptions would be clearly noted. We can set up dashboard analytics to allow us quickly gauge program performance, allow us to detect emerging problems, and that allows us to take action now and not retrospectively. The online access is really useful, and in particular, if there is a need to see program data for multiple systems across multiple locations. There's also a resource library for instant access to useful technical information. Our customers really love this. Dan, I know you've got yourself out of the pickle once or twice with the online smart reporting system, right?
Yeah, you're not wrong there, Mark. Yeah, we know water treatment is a critical part of any building maintenance program, and as a result, many of us will know it's very frequently audited by our clients, external auditors, and as we've mentioned earlier, environmental health officers. Look, we all know the pressures you're all facing in the city at the moment. Our smart reporting system kind of aims to prevent those last minute scrambles for reports and certificates. And we'd like to really ensure your accounts are always audit ready. I guess that's the best way of phrasing it.
That's very good. It's a very good, important point, Dan, being audit ready. You know, I don't know why this is, but record keeping sometimes is the most difficult part of a water treatment program. As we come towards the close and get set up for our Q&A session, let's just talk a little bit about training again before we wrap up. Chem Aqua provides a 12-week training program for all new hires. It's a comprehensive technical, account management and health and safety program. We're really, really big on training over here at Chem Aqua. Where changing faces is a concern or an issue, we have found that our approach to training helps us with staff retention. So we invest heavily up front, and this makes a difference to new staff members. In turn, this provides the customer with peace of mind regarding account manager competency first off, and then that continuity in personnel and indeed the personal consistency that may often be missing from a service provider. But similarly, outside Chemeco, we provide tailored customer training with the same positive impact. This is often in the form of toolbox talks, video conference training, on-site or indeed off-site seminars such as this.
Mark, I hope you don't mind if I just intervene there.
Sure.
Thank you. But we found that many of our customers enroll on the City and Guilds water treatment courses, the 3 to 5 day sessions. Our awareness training sessions really do aim to complement these courses and provide routine refreshers to ensure that the knowledge is retained. And in some cases, folks, we've actually tailored these sessions in order to prepare and educate your teams before they attend the accredited course, just to ensure they gain maximum benefit from the experience. We all know that the EHOs and auditors like to ensure, and obviously quite rightly need to ensure, that those of us managing the water treatment regime on site are competent. So we're quite comfortable that we can help support you on this and ensure that this sort of somewhat frequent pain point is avoided. Thanks, Mark.
It's a really good point, Dan. And hey, I hear your rates are very good too. So I might
thank you.
You know, folks, we can provide a wide range of training topics specific to the client, to the industry sector, and often tailored and bespoke to the systems on site. So a little tweak of our content allows us to achieve this. And just an idea, maybe we can kick off a biofilm management module with you and your team to start in the not so distant future. That's about it from me until we get to our Q&A sessions. You know, it's been a really nice Wednesday morning for me, for obvious reasons. I hope the wife doesn't hear this recording, but I'd just like to say thank you so much for being here. We hope you got, or at least will get something back for the time you gave up today, because we do appreciate how busy you might be. I think we can see from the registration that the numbers this morning are high. So I guess there may be some things that some of you might be curious about, or maybe looking for more information on, or need direction with. So what we're hoping now is we can take this online session offline and we can collaborate directly with you, maybe to help with some site or client specific needs and concerns. So let me hand you back to Johnny, rather, who can relay any questions that you may have for us this morning.
Great. Thank you, Mark. If you have any questions, please post them in the chat box and we'll do our best to address them all. Let me just have a look if we have any right now. Okay, we do have one. So how much does it cost to run my systems on solids?
John D, do you mind if I grab that one? Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you for your question. In all honesty, it really would depend on the system type, the system demand, and volume, etc. But what we found is that running systems on solid technology really is quite comparable cost to the liquid traditional equivalent. And in some cases, it's actually more cost effective because we've been able to run the systems more efficiently. And I think it's probably also worth noting, and I think I've seen this in the Q&A that's cropped up as well, so I hope you don't mind if I tackle this one also, is that the solid chemical jars and packaging that we provide our chemicals in are 100% recyclable. So our account managers won't be going to your account leads with quotes for chemical removal as well. So cost savings can also be made there.
Great. We have another one. So how will I know if I've got a biofilm problem?
Hey, John D, shall I take that one?
Yeah, go ahead.
I would say don't be drawn too much by what you actually see and by DIT slide results. A biofilm is often smaller than the naked eye can see, so you won't necessarily see it, and DIT slides won't necessarily reflect what the surface colonies are for the bacteria. What is probably more indicative is if you look at your approach temperatures to the chiller, variations in those because of the really insulating nature of the biocide could be really indicative. The other thing is if you're using bromine or other oxidizing biocides, you could see an increase in demand. It might be a gradual increase and it might be sort of a sudden increase. What I would say though is those are kind of a little bit too late for wanting to save those pennies. So that's why we developed BioDart to try and get the early warning system so you wouldn't have to pay for your additional biocide and your additional electricity. And you can get that control of biofilm there before it gets that far. So you're looking for not having to have a reactive situation, but a proactive situation.
Great, thanks, Sue. I think we have another one. What are Chem Aqua's capabilities regarding the management of multi-site accounts?
I've seen that Sue kindly took the technical one. I'll take the corporate strategic one, Johnny, if that's okay. I think we're well positioned and structured to manage and deliver on time and full into multiple sites. You know, we can in fact cover multiple sites across many regions, be it London centric as Dan does, or even across UK and Ireland on a national basis, on a European and a global level. You know, we may not be everywhere, but we do have a really strong footprint. So a typical key account structure will support the two main parts, I suppose, of the service level agreement. We're talking about the management of the account and delivery of the services on time and full, and then the technical and resources support. So let's look at both of them quickly. On the account management side, we have our service chemists who do the day-to-day stuff. They'll be supported by the key account manager who manages the contract, supported by, say, the regional manager who's at senior management level. And we pull in the national country manager and European corporate accounts. So we deploy 4 or 5 levels of support on a contract delivery. We've got a clear organization chart and escalation path for each account and site. Similarly, on the tech support side, we would have our service technicians doing the real graft, the hard work on a day-to-day. They'll be supported by the UK technical manager who's tasked with problem solving and all things technical, like Sue's just done earlier on. And we also have our European technical management structure for further training and support. And then we got the water platform talking about innovations and product managers. So we've got 4 or 5 levels of tech support as well. You know, and the key account management team is supported by our ops team in the office. Our back office support personnel do a great job. And then of course we have our environmental health and safety and our compliance management team behind that. So we do have several multi-site, multi-location and indeed multi-regional customers. and we're well positioned and well experienced to manage that multi-site and even multi-region accounts.
Great. So how does the solid get dissolved? Does it have the same properties as the liquid chemical? Is it possible some solid impurities may clog or damage the dosing pumps?
Okay, so the manufacturing process for the solids sees the evaporation of the water from the liquid product to give us a solid concentrated paste that we form into 5 kg jars or 5 kg blocks. So the jars is like a big pickle jar and the blocks are like a big 5 kg block of cheese. So the formulation is pretty much the same. Actually, in fact, there's one environmental benefit. There's about 15% or so less caustic needed in the solid concentrate than is needed in the liquid product. The caustic stabilizes all of the chemistry in there. So in fact, solids is a greener type product. Regarding the clogging of solid feeders and dosing pumps, we've had very little ill effects of that. There is a PPM, a planned preventative maintenance action that we do every month. It takes about 10 minutes to make sure that those problems don't arise.
Great, thanks, Mark. Is the bioexile a solid or liquid?
I'll take that one, John D.
Yeah, okay.
So we do have bioexile both in a solid and a liquid form. Each have their advantages out there. Our solid form is in sachets that can be easily thrown in a cooling tower, for instance. Moreover, it has a slightly blue color, so you will know when you have the right concentration in the system. Whereas the liquid form was designed for different applications, especially where it's convenient to feed via pump the product, and the liquid becomes more handy and is also colorless. The liquid form is also certified for food applications in cooling systems. So this is another advantage and another reason why we went with both forms, because of the results that we get out there, but comparing with standard technology. Just to give you an idea, BioXL is almost 300 times more effective than any other biodispersant on the market right now. And to tackle another question on BioXL regarding certification, someone asked if it is BPR approved. BioXL is not a biocide. That's why it doesn't fall under the BPR regulation in Europe. So that's another advantage. It is a biodispersant, and actually it makes biocides far more effective in their ability to address biofilm.
Right. Let me have a look if we have any more. Do I understand correctly that by water treatment you mean chemical processing but not filtration? I saw a picture of an RO module.
So,
you want me to? No,
yeah,
John, do you? Less talking. The others by now. So we do a very wide range of, including water filtration from things like RO and as other types of filtration which are not as low as the RO, right through a whole load of chemical treatments. So it really is an all-encompassing package, and what we need to deliver is a solution rather than individual items, if that answers that question.
Yeah, just to complement that, Sue. So customer may have a spec, you know, this is my water coming in, I want it to be this on the way out, and we do all of the stuff in the middle. We've got chemical treatment, we've got non-chemical treatment, we got filtration, softening, RO, demin, the full gambit of pre-treatment. We probably don't delve into high purity, whiffy water RO, EDI type combinations. Probably everything up to RO is where we find our strength lies.
Right, looks like we have, we don't have any more questions, I think. Okay, so great. Thank you so much, everyone. Really happy that you decided to spend some time with us this morning. Before you go, we'd just like to answer you just 3 brief poll questions, and I'll launch that for you guys now. If you have any additional queries or concerns on your screens, I think you can probably see that there are various ways of contacting us. You also have Mark and Dan's own contact details, so if you want to speak to them directly, feel free to do so. And feedback on our webinar today is very invaluable to us, more so because we really want to deliver many more of these webinars, and ideally it would be something that you guys are really interested in. So we 100% want to listen to your needs. Now, I really believe that Chem Aqua's service can positively impact many of you who work right in the heart of your operations. And we hope that you'll have the chance to work on future projects with you. Brilliant. So yeah, I will give you guys a few minutes or so to end the poll, and then I'll let you all go off to lunch.
There's just a quick point, John, because I've just realized there's 3 questions on the poll, folks. So do scroll down. You need to answer the 3 questions, and then you can end the poll.
So I'll end the poll, and I'll let you all go off to lunch. Have a great day, everyone, and stay safe.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for joining, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.